Good morning and welcome back to the channel. You sexy, you fat little, the Hypebeast specials, the Holy Grails. Today, we're gonna be taking a look at one of the most iconic sneakers ever made, the Chicago Off-White Jordan 1. For this video, we're going to be creating a little legit checking QC guide here. I'm going to be highlighting some of the key differences between a rep and a retail. Massive shout out to the OG Kicks Club for sending these bad boys out. This is the OG batch. At the time of making this video, this is currently the best batch on the market. So yeah, should be a fun one. All right, with that being said, let's get into the sneakers. That's a good cone. Let's take a quick look at the box first. It's just an inside out Jordan 1 box. We got the Jumpman on top there. All the text is looking pretty good. On the side here, on the sizing sticker, it should have the suggested retail of $190 running up the right side. $190. Damn. Imagine that. Just a small little mistake there. That's the box, but nobody cares about the box. It's all about the shoes, baby. Let's get these out of here. Ooh, my gourd. These are so clean. All right, so the first thing you want to look at when you're looking at the Off-White Jordan 1 is just the overall shape of the shoe. The silhouette is looking really nice. In particular, you want to look more up at the toe box. You want a good slope on the toe box. You don't want it too puffy. Yeah, on this batch, it's looking really good. The leather quality on these is really nice. I've never actually had a retail pair of these in hand, but from all the pictures, I always thought this shoe would be a lot more plasticky. But yeah, quality on these is kind of crazy. It's super soft, feels nice and premium. Check the hole placement, the size of the holes. Make sure there isn't an outer layer on the toe box. You want the raw foam, so the edges of the holes fray over time, unlike the UNC colorway. You can almost already see some of the holes starting to fray. Everything's correct on this pair. It looks really good. The foam is nice. It's so soft. One of the easier things to look for when you're distinguishing between a rep and a retail, the ghost stitching. For the ghost stitching, you kind of want to look at the depth of the holes. You don't want them too deep, but you also don't want them too shallow. On these ones, it does look a little bit light or a little bit shallow. This is fixable though. You just need a toothpick or a needle. You could just make the holes a little bit deeper yourself. Definitely watch out for that, but don't depend on it for legit checking because it can be fixed. Next up, we're gonna be taking a look at the swoosh placement and the swoosh stitching. Swoosh stitching. The swoosh placement and the swoosh stitching. The swoosh placement and stitching look nice. You kind of want the end of the tail right below that stitching on the back there. The stitching on it's not too loose and it's really precise. Exactly what you want with the retail pairs. Let's see. It's a little bit off on the left shoe. That's more of a QC problem. The Wings logo on these looks really good. The paint isn't too shiny and it's lined up with the embossing really well. Yeah, Virgil went crazy with these. They're so good. I love the little wings, little flappy leather pieces. Moving on to the midsole text. Air. More like air. Ow. For the text on the midsole, you want it centered with the same amount of space above and below. You don't have to really be too picky about this though. Even on the retail pairs, the placement does vary a little bit from shoe to shoe. Let's take a quick look at the laces here. Laced up on the shoe, we have the classic black laces with the shoelace text on the end. The laces are pretty hard to get wrong. You just want to look at the size of the text for the little shoelaces bit there. These shoes do come with 3 other sets of laces. We got green, white, and orange. Oh my god. They're so bright. My eyes. Either white or black would probably go best on these. It's already a really loud shoe, so if you're putting orange or green. Let's flip the shoe over here. Now let's take a look at the medial text. For the medial text, you're looking at the smudging and the font itself. This pair, it looks really good. The font is correct, and it's not too bold or anything. If you really look close, maybe the smudges could be a bit thinner. But to even see this, your nose would basically have to be in the leather. So if anyone's calling you out on these, they're probably into feet. All right, moving to the back of the shoe. At the back of the shoe, you want to check the heel material pattern here. On cheaper batches, you'll see the pattern is way too big. It's kind of blown out of proportion. On the OG batch, they don't play though. It's perfect. The size of the grid pattern is super good. Has a little bit of randomness to it, which is just like the retails. Another thing to look for is the 85 text on the inside of the wings. For these, you just want to make sure the placement is correct and the thickness of the numbers is good. Sometimes it could be a little skinny. Placement is nice. Can't see anything wrong with these. Let's see. What else do we got here? Another thing to look for towards the back of the shoe here is the thickness and the distressing on the black foam. Around the collar of the heel, you want a decent amount of fraying. You kind of want it to look a little bit used. These ones have just the right amount. Also, on the side bit right here, this little black piece, sometimes it can be a little bit small. Nothing that really stands out to me. Everything is really nice on this pair. On the right shoe, I think the stitching near the toe cap could have been a little bit better, but overall, this pair is so good. Here's the zip tie. You just want to look for the shade of red and the text on the zip tie itself. 2017. Super weird thing about these shoes that I didn't even know about. The insole on these, it's got these like spiky bumps. It's like ribbed. It's like the McRib. Do you guys mess with the McRib? Am I missing out on something? Should I try the McRib? Probably not. Yeah, weird insole though. Next thing to look for, this is probably the best indicator of a rep, or just to further inspect the shoe, all of the white foam pieces. On pretty much all the rep pairs of the Off-White Jordans, the white foam is gonna have kind of a blue tint to it. But on the retail pairs, this shoe is almost 5 years old. Most of the pairs out there won't be in like brand new condition. The foam should have more of a yellow tint. But just like the ghost stitching, this can be fixed. All you really gotta do for that is either wear the shoes or just set them out in a spot in your house that gets a lot of sun. Kinda just leave them there for a couple weeks. This is a crazy shoe. I am glad I finally got a pair in hand. One of the most legendary sneakers ever made. So for the Off-White Jordan 1, the main things you want to look for is going to be the ghost stitching, the tint of the white foam, the smudge of the medial text, and the placement of the air text on the midsole. Whoops, trick shot. Hey, that's pretty good. That is my legit checking guide for the Off-White Jordan 1. Thanks for watching, thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Beans. What were we talking about? Bring, hello? D's nuts?